God damn, little mama. You know you thick as hell, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, how does that dust and aged vinegar taste? But I'm sure George Washington said the same thing when she was serving active duty as a combat nurse during the Revolutionary War. Are they selling chocolate? Looking ass bitch. Also, define your definition of thick, because I could not imagine sticking my meat in a woman that has her skin looking like the leather off of a school bus seat. You know, I never thought I'd see the day where Frank Ocean tried to throat fuck the sand. Every time this man sticks it in, I bet that shit sounds like someone scraping a straw through a styrofoam cup. When he's about to park his beef bus in her tuna town, that shit probably sounds like an electric pencil sharpener. If you had a one-night stand with this woman, she would never be able to stand again. She walks outside, she just shrieks and evaporates. I mean, just look at her. She looks like an anorexic mastiff. Your feeble skills are no match for the power of the dark side. Sounded ass. The shit looks like the taking of Deborah Logan if it was about romance instead of a horror movie, but honestly, I don't think I find anything romantic about a girl that lived through the Prohibition era, both World Wars, and the Mesoamerican era, before you even popped out of your mother's cervix. Speaking of cervix, I highly doubt this woman doesn't even have her period. She probably just blows steam out of her meat curtains like a titan that just got their nape snapped off. This bitch hops in the bathtub and the bathwater starts sizzling.
I ain't desperate, got a death wish, wake up every morning, got a Zanny and her lettuce for breakfast.
Alright, welcome back ladies and ladies with dicks. So love is a beautiful thing. There's tongues being touching tongues, tongues touching asses, asses touching nutsacks, and tears touching divorce settlement papers. Point being, whether you're a simp or a pimp, we've all experienced that one woman that touched our hearts differently than any other woman could. Almost everyone has had a crush, and some are even lucky enough to date their crush and maybe even get the chance to lock lips and play patty cake with their nips at the family dinner with that significant other. But I'll tell you one thing, that none of you are as lucky as this man here who gets to fluster in her grandmother's dust bunnies. None of you know that true love like busting a nut in your grandma's butt, but this man does, and he does it with a damn smile. So I stumbled across a TikTok account where this man documents his love life with what seems to appear to be a Titanic survivor, and I guess she never washed the salt water of the ocean out of her ass because her skin seems to be drier than a camel's asshole if it was stuck in a desert. I mean, just look at her skin. It's glowing brighter than the sun due to all the Chernobyl radiation she endured. I mean, the bitch looks like a goblin out of a Skyrim if it got locked in a tanning bed overnight. I mean, this woman's big brother is probably a Civil War soldier or a goddamn brontosaurus. And if you're wondering why I'm insulting this woman that looks like Margaret from Resident Evil, it is in fact her age being the reason why I'm talking down on her, because this long in the tooth been around so long she watched Abraham Lincoln get assassinated in the booth. So damn old she doesn't use a Trojan because she fucked a Spartan named Martin back in 4000 BC. Started dating this man when he was 16 and she was over 60. Actually, matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she was his fraternity nurse for him and his mother and the forefathers that came before him. I'm sorry, I don't even care what the legal age of consent is. If you're dating someone that is double or triple your age, it's just flat out fucking weird. Like, you're telling me if you're in a supermarket and you see a 20-year-old and a 7-year-old walking through the meat aisle, you would probably think to yourself, oh, it's probably just a sweet boy shopping with his grandma, until they start ferociously making out and start humping the wet floor sign.
Attention shoppers, there's a black man being fucked by the Blair Witch in aisle 5.
I mean, I understand with age doesn't come attractiveness. I can't imagine Gramps going to a nursing home and asking where the hoe's at. But at the same time, I feel like old women are meant to knit socks, not suck on cocks. And sexually romanticizing them is just honestly disturbing. I'll be the first one to say it. And there's always going to be the people that try to justify these huge age gaps by saying, well, if they're in love, then maybe it's just meant to be. Age is just such a small factor in the world of fondness. We're all just in the centric system. I'm currently being targeted by the NSA for sex crime. I'm gonna keep it 99 because I'll be lying sometimes. If I was in a room full of MILFs, I'm not saying exactly I wouldn't fold, but still, the point of having your spouse look like Vecna's sister from Stranger Things while you're in your early 20s just doesn't sit right with me. Like, I don't know how you can go to bingo night acting like it's a damn strip club, walking up to Mildred talking about, well, pop my sweet cherry like a sparkling fairy. I sent you got B4, but I can give you that D too.
Please help me.
Wait, that's not even a number in bingo. What the fuck am I talking about? I mean, this man probably jerked off the pictures of Queen Elizabeth before meeting this woman. I don't usually judge people's standards, but hey, shit, my man, if you like your titties to be drooping down more than use coffee filters and have her nipples doing handsprings on the floor, then by all means, you do you. So when I was browsing through this couple's TikTok page, I noticed something truly frightening besides my furniture starting to fly because this bitch looks like she's about to start chanting ancient Latin and cast a curse upon me. But the part that terrifies me even more than that is the amount of sexual tension that's on this page. The tension is so high you can probably catch chlamydia from just breathing in too hard, so since I'm seeking professional help after seeing this, I thought I would torture you guys along with me. This is a team effort. If I'm going down, you all are too, and if you tried to go down on this woman, her lungs would pop as soon as you stick it in. So without any more blabbering, let's take a look at this heart-throbbing journey of finding true love.
Every motherfucking know with Olive Garden that I'd be sucking the breadsticks for free. He bop and dibbity bop. Bob the Builder.
Y'all remember when SpongeBob was up in Sandy's house without the helmet? Flashbacks from what? The sounds of the tea splashing the ocean from the Boston Tea Party? I mean, let King Midas flick my nipple gold and let the truth be told, brother. We both know her stink wrinkles don't sound like that. It probably sounds like you're slapping your nuts on a frying pan like a fucking gong off of a Chinese ritual. You tell Shawty to shake some ass and all you hear is just salt shaker noises. When you grab that shit, it probably sounds like you're tampering with the grocery bag. If that bitch threw it back, it would sound like somebody was waving a metal sheet around. Shawty in the club like... But if your first reaction was like mine, which was projectile vomit, then I'm sure you're also surprised that this video comes from TikTok, the platform where majority of their users eat fucking crayons and struggle to get their first erections, and I guess this couple wanted to stumble across the platform to make sure that kid never gets one ever in his fucking life. If a 12-year-old stumbled upon the little old lady that lives under a shoe getting her asshole blown out by an NFL linebacker, I'm sure he would be quite distraught. It's like surprising the blind kid by leaving a plunger at the toilet. I mean, just what a great way of growing your platform by traumatizing a bunch of freckle-faced toddlers that just got done watching Baby Shark TikToks, and the next thing they end up seeing is a shrunken Indian head getting back shots.
Hi, I'm Dory. Let's go.
Why is my man's Roblox breathing in the background? My fault, I sneezed. So here we have this woman wearing a bathing suit that was handcrafted by Betsy Ross back in the 16th century. Do you ever wonder what happened if there was any survivors at the Salem witch trials? This is the sole survivor. You can almost see the skin melting down to the fucking floor as the video goes along, and I'm sure if she stepped on the beach, she would probably sink a boat that is 2 miles out in the water because they'd just be so traumatized by looking at her. She's almost like the demon off of the Bird Box. As soon as people lock eyes with this woman, they instantly just start banging their heads on the windows and just swan dive out of them. Also, I just love the little move she busted down, swaying around like one of those inflatable friends you see outside of car dealerships. It's like she busted down the Marge Crunk from the fucking Simpsons. You can almost see the fossil oil leak from her armpits because of how hard she was just boogieing down.
I put the penis in my nose, like an attack, I go to cells. How I suck that dick, I'm proud.
Well, I'm sure you meant decades, but enjoy it while you can, because it would be a miracle if she even made it to 40. I was just us against the world, baby. I knew you went against the world once the meteor hit that killed off all the fucking dinosaurs. I mean, how does this not trigger a natural gag reflex, honestly? There is nothing wrong with a little bit of age and wisdom in your relationship, but when your partner looks like an old wise Sifu from the Ming Dynasty, I mean, she just looks like she's gonna guide me to the floating gold fruit that will restore balance and order to the earth. She looks like an ancient watcher that was sent to protect the world and accidentally fell in love with a Florida college student. So here her boyfriend decided to go to no man's land and shave the dried up cobweb cave, and apparently he got a little too excited and shaved the whole lip off for some scalloped potato she had shoved up there to save for later. Honestly, I don't know what that was. I don't know if he walked up to her and said, "Oh honey, madame, my love, beautiful, you mind shoving some hamster bedding up your ass for a TikTok? I have the perfect idea." Yeah, I'm convinced this man is dating a fucking skinwalker or some sort of Midwestern crippet that would be shared at a campfire story to scare kids into eating their vegetables. Point being, this video is fucking terrifying, and I'm gonna need a therapist and tell that therapist to hire a therapist for himself after what I have to say to him after watching this. This man's talking to his wife like, "Oh, baby, you are such a goof." Meanwhile, the whole time she looks like a real poof. Also, I love the close-up angle she did on her demon screech. Really get a close look on how long her damn face is. Shit looks like it got ran over by a steamroller. She almost reminds me of Nagato when he was trapped in a giant fish barrel. It's almost like I'm looking at the famous Scream painting if Edvard Munch was overdosing on DMT while painting it.
I am going to commit suicide.
This shit reminds me of the grandmother off of The Visit, where she ran around the house on all fours, booty out naked, and then started to lick her granddaughter under the bed sheets before she got stabbed. I bet every time they have family game night, this bitch just starts screaming. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out if this was an audio clip or genuine voice, because I know 4 shots of whiskey and 3 packs of Newports every day wouldn't exactly make the judges on America's Got Talent drop their jaw in disbelief to how beautiful her voice is. I mean, the bitch looks like E.T. Guess I wouldn't be surprised if she sounded like him too. I mean, just listen to her malicious cackle. As you can see, she has the voice of 1,000 ranch farmers that just recovered from their gum cancer diagnosis. That's a chuckle that will make any man have a belt buckle burst. It's just so contagious, I can feel the bronchitis and air pollution from here. That's a laugh you would hear straight out of the Sawyer family. That's a laugh that says, "I eat people and giggle at frogs in the park." So if you thought that was the most disturbing part, then I'm gonna have to blow out a queef and keep it a Chuck Beef here. It's only a downward spiral from here. So they posted numerous amount of TikToks basically showing that they have been trying to have a baby, and I'm not exactly no gynecologist here, but if any baby gravy were to enter those meat curtains, they would be cremated among entry. I think you're about 20 years and a few meth pipes off from having that even being remotely close to an option. If that bitch had a baby, that motherfucker would be popping out the coot chute like, "Hello, mother. Give me an alias I shall use." The only person she can give labor to is fucking Benjamin Button. Bitch would pop out with 2 mortgages, a property investment in Tennessee with a LLC in auto sports manufacturing, and be a manager at a welding plant. Here, for better reference on understanding how impossible that is, try to find a portrait of this woman when she was your age that's not in watercolor. See, not exactly doable, is it? Same thing with trying to impregnate a Shinigami from Death Note. It's just not going to happen. But this no-nippled Neanderthal and her trap boyfriend she zip ties to the bed frame every night thinks she can deliver a kid with no hassle, no problem at all. And that's not their only TikTok. There's about dozens of them sharing with the world how they want to keep trying for kids, which is like an amputee guy documenting his journey of joining the NBA. Like, shit is not gonna work out. What is he gonna do? Crawl across the court and shoot the ball and accidentally hit a fucking cameraman? Like, some things in life are just impossible for some people, and this is one of those instances. Unless one of the Satan spells she casts at night somehow makes her able to deliver a hell trap demon, there is just no circumstance you gotta be looking for to circumcision for your own newborn. So that's just a few examples of their TikToks on what they post, just to get a feel on what this couple is like. But there's actually... Oh, bless you, G.
Girl, stop chewing that. That's the cum sock.
Is there anything you have to say for the video? You know, I was just about to say the same thing.
This is Karan. He fell in love with Cheryl.
Yeah, she's not aging anymore, just decaying. Her appearance almost reminds me of the fucking Crypt Keeper.
I can't keep her hands off me. She get me aroused, I'm telling you, it happens so often.
This bitch laughs like Bill Watkins out of The Conjuring.
So often.
I mean, I honestly don't know how this man can hear a laugh like that and not scream and run in the opposite direction. A laugh like that would have me tossing her a Ricola and running to the CDC to test me for Ebola. It's incredible. I'm just waiting until this woman unzips her skin and she ends up being a reptilian in disguise. There's just so many twists and turns, I feel like I have to watch more.
Their love started through TikTok, but many people were quick to judge.
Well, if I seen a scarecrow throwing it back on someone, I'd be quick to judge too. Like, I understand what couples do behind closed doors, but why do you have the need to show that? I think I speak for everyone besides a few necrophiliacs that we do not want to see what goes down in Pound Town with these two. I'd rather watch Mike Tyson trying to pronounce dinosaur names than to see this woman cheese grate this man's cock off in front of her own eyes. I'm sure without the music, that shit sounds like a power miter saw.
Hey, they all think we're lying.
Can they prove to people that their love is the real deal?
Yeah, love won't judge, but I will. Does that look like a face of a happy man? No, that looks like a face of a man saying, I can't believe I have to wipe my wife's ass before my own son's. I've always noticed in these age gap relationships, the younger people always look miserable, and I just never understand why they do date these people when all their body language says that they can't wait for that life insurance to roll in the mail. They almost look always trapped, and they're just trying to convince themselves that they're happy in the relationship when in reality, they're the complete opposite.
Hey, baby.
Hey,
You look good. Come on.
thank you.
My very first job, her son was my boss.
Okay, well that explains a lot. I can see why he said that was his first job, because I'm sure her son got emotionally enraged. He had to stare the man in the face that was blowing his mother's back out of place every day. Oh hey, David, why'd you clock in late? Oh, sorry, Phil, I just didn't have any other time to be fucking your mother. Oh, Dave, still exploring my mother's cave. I see I was once in there too. What a time to be alive. I have a knife in my pocket and you have 10 fucking seconds to leave this restaurant. I mean, just what an awkward predicament to be in for that son. Every Thanksgiving dinner you have to shake his hand and sit at the table while your mother is giving him a foot job under the table. Like, imagine asking your mother to pass a salt and all of a sudden she just starts to moan. Such a strange situation to be put into. If I was her son, I would just sell my business and stand on the edge of a bridge, because I don't know if life would be worth living at that point.
She would always come up there and get food and speak to everyone there.
After 8 years of friendship,
I'm sorry for pausing so much, but her dance moves are just beautiful. It's like watching a heroin addict trying to fight the heavyweight champion of the UFC. It's really just something that just has to make you drop your pants and let out a supporting chant. It's like she's getting into a Mortal Kombat fighting stance. It's almost like I'm watching a kid with Parkinson's trying to spam combo moves in Tekken 7.
And we get like 10,000 hate comments a day. It's horrible. We can actually pull some up right now. He's trying to collect that insurance money. When you married the cast from The Walking Dead.
It's the worst comments of between the two of you.
Me?
negative comments affect me horribly sometimes.
Well, damn, maybe if you didn't groom him as a child, then maybe there wouldn't be crusades led in your comment section. I think mentioning that is a very important piece of the puzzle and why this relationship is truly disturbing, because this woman started talking to him when he was only 16, which is not exactly a consenting adult in my eyes. If you think it is, I would kindly go ask you to suck a dick backwards with Big Mac sauce on it and turn yourself into the police. 16 and 56 is not a little gap you can chuckle about besides maybe in a court trial. It's borderline a crime. Now, I'm not exactly going to insinuate this woman is a flat-out groomer, but from her meeting and sexually engaging with him as he was still a child, it's just really fucking unsettling for me. Without further ado, let's get to the lore and a little Dragon Ball Z recap on how this woman with backward kneecaps even met her soulmate.
Let them get food and speak to everyone there.
After 8 years of friendship, they found love through their mutual interest in TikTok.
When we first started making TikToks, we would probably see each other once a week or twice a week. We opened up to each other, we got closer.
Like, I know they deem it as a so-called friendship, but if it really led up to this point, how long were they actually just friends, so to speak? Unless this woman was just pulling a Quagmire, showing up to his house in the G-strap, ringing the doorbell, talking about, "So are you 18 yet?" Like, it almost seems planned to how they would wait until it's legally acceptable, but I think it morally not. I think that's gonna wrap up this video here. There's always a different story love tells for everybody, and this is one of those stories I wish I could be dyslexic on and move on with my life without ever even knowing about this shit show of a couple. There's nothing wrong with the little age gap, but when it comes to the point where your partner lived out 3 of your lifetimes by the time you were born, then I would think you may want to reconsider on who you're choosing to have a relationship with. An elderly person is just sad, if anything, because they'll die of natural causes by the time your 5-year anniversary rolls around, but I guess it's to each of their own. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to slap a like before your dad slaps you. Subscribe and hit my vibe and follow all my socials links down below, especially my Instagram. If you ever really need to spill your deepest and darkest secrets, I'll be more than happy to post you on my story and laugh at you, so you got nothing to lose. Drop me a follow and I might just send back a video of me throwing it back at a church service. You just never know. I'm really close to 200,000 subscribers, so if you guys could please subscribe, that would mean the world. That's not a question, that's a fucking command. If you hear noises in your attic, that's me just watching you through the floorboards. And yeah, I'll see you guys very soon. Briz season is still in full effect. It's triple clock, bitches. Make sure you don't get soaked. And I'ma head out this bitch. I just swapped out my grandpa's pillbox with Viagra, and now he can't stop fucking the squirrels outside. Also, since the beginning of 2022, I thought since it's a new year, I might as well get my virginity back, so I started playing Ford a lot. As you can see, I am shunned away from every woman that looks upon me, but if you guys would like to see me stream it, then I might start doing that soon on a daily. If you guys do, then follow my Twitch, Send You Poppy, or you can find it in the description. And yeah, I'm gonna head out for real this time. Oh wait, shit, no, it's a fire escape.